Hello, my friend. Sit down, relax, take a deep breath. This is a story for you. It does not matter how old you are. It does not matter where you are from. It does not matter if your English is perfect or if you are just starting to learn. This story is about life. It is about you. Let us begin. Chapter 1. The Man Who Stopped Moving. There was a man named Leo. Leo was not young, but he was not old. He was right in the middle. He lived in a small, quiet town. Every morning, the sun would rise and Leo would wake up. He would drink his tea. He would go to his job. He would come home. He would eat his dinner. He would watch television. He would go to sleep. Then he would do it all again. Every day was the same. It was like a song that played on repeat. For many years, this felt safe. It felt comfortable, but slowly, very slowly, something inside Leo began to feel heavy. It felt like a small, quiet sadness that lived in his chest. One evening, Leo was sitting on his small balcony. He was looking at the sky. The sky was turning from blue to orange and then to dark purple. It was beautiful, but Leo did not feel the beauty. He felt nothing. He thought to himself, is this all there is? He felt stuck. He felt like a car that was stuck in the mud. He wanted to move forward, to go somewhere new. But the wheels just spun, and he went nowhere. He looked at his hands. These hands had built things once. They had painted pictures once. They had held dreams once. Now, they only held the television remote. Leo felt a tear roll down his face. He was not sad about one thing. He was sad about everything. He was sad about the time he had wasted. He was sad about the man he wanted to be and the man he had become. That night, Leo made a decision. It was a small decision. It was not a big, loud decision. It was a quiet one. He decided to try, just try. He did not know how. He did not know where to start. But he decided to try. Chapter 2. The First Small Step. The next morning, Leo woke up early. Before his tea, before the television, he just sat on his bed. He sat still for 5 minutes. It felt strange. His body wanted to move. His hand wanted to reach for the phone, but he just sat. He listened to the birds outside his window. He felt the air on his skin. It was a very small thing, but it was the first thing he had done differently in years. After his tea, he did not turn on the television. Instead, he took a piece of paper and a pen. He wrote one sentence, "What do I want?" He looked at the paper. The question was too big. It felt like a mountain. So he wrote another sentence, a smaller one, "What do I want today?" He thought about it. Finally, he wrote, "I want to feel strong again." That was it. That was his goal. Not to be rich, not to be famous, just to feel strong again. Strong in his body, strong in his mind. That afternoon, he went for a walk. It was not a long walk, just around the block. His legs felt heavy. His lungs felt tired. But he walked. He saw a small library on the corner. He had passed it every day for 10 years, but he had never gone inside. Today, he stopped. He looked at the door. Then he walked on. It was a small step, a very small step. But a car that is stuck in the mud must first move just one tiny inch. That inch breaks the stillness. That inch is everything. Chapter 3. The Girl in the Library. The next day, Leo walked again. This time, he walked to the library door. He stood there for a moment. His heart was beating fast. He felt nervous. Why did a library make him nervous? Because it was new. It was different, and different is scary. He pushed the door open. The library was quiet and smelled like old paper. It was peaceful. He walked slowly between the shelves, looking at the books. He saw books about history, books about plants, and books about faraway countries. Then he saw a young girl. She was maybe 10 years old. She was sitting on the floor, reading a book. She was reading out loud, very softly, to herself. She was reading in English. Leo stopped and listened. The girl's English was not perfect. She paused on some words. She said some words wrong. But she kept going. She did not stop. She did not get angry. She just kept reading, one word after another. Leo smiled. It was the first real smile he had felt in a long time. The girl looked up and saw him. She smiled back. "Hi," she said. "Hi," Leo said. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to watch you. I liked how you were reading. You read very nicely." The girl laughed. "No, I don't. I make lots of mistakes. My name is Maya. I'm Leo. Mistakes are okay. You keep going. That is the important part." Maya closed her book. "My teacher says we learn from mistakes. She says mistakes are like little teachers." Leo sat down on the floor, across from her. He had not sat on the floor in years. It felt good. "Your teacher is very smart," he said. "She is," Maya said. "She also says we must practice a little bit every day. Not a lot, just a little." "That's what I do. I read one page in English every day. Just one page. Today, I'm on page 23. Leo looked at this little girl. She was teaching him a big lesson, a huge lesson. He had been trying to change his whole life at once. He had asked himself, "What do I want?" And the question was too big. Maya did not try to read a whole book in one day. She just read one page every day. "Thank you, Maya," Leo said. "You helped me today. More than you know." Maya smiled. "You're welcome. Maybe I will see you here again?" "Yes," Leo said. "I think you will." Chapter 4. One page a day. Leo went back to the library the next day, and the next. He did not read a whole book. He followed Maya's rule. He read one page. He started with a very simple book, a children's book. At first the words were hard. His brain felt slow. He wanted to give up. He wanted to go home and watch television. Television was easy. Television asked nothing of him. But he thought of Maya. He thought of her little finger, pointing at each word. He thought of her voice, saying the words, even the wrong ones. So he stayed. He read his one page. Then he went home. Weeks passed. Leo kept walking. He kept reading one page. Slowly, the words became easier. His brain did not feel so slow anymore. He started to feel something he had forgotten. He started to feel proud. Just a little, just a tiny bit. But it was there. One day, he was reading, and he realized he had read 10 pages without stopping. 10 pages. He looked at the clock. An hour had passed. An hour had felt like 10 minutes. He had found something. It was not just reading. It was the feeling of growing, of moving forward. Even if it was just one page a day, he was moving. He was not stuck in the mud anymore. He saw Mai sometimes. They would wave to each other. They were like two friends in a quiet club, the club of people who try a little bit every day. Chapter 5. The Lesson of the Rain. Then, one day it rained. It was a heavy, gray rain. Leo looked out his window. The sky was dark. The streets were wet. He thought, "I will not walk today. It is too wet. I will stay home." He sat in his chair. He looked at the television, but he did not turn it on. He felt uncomfortable. He felt like he was lying to himself. He remembered a lesson his father had told him long ago. His father was a farmer. His father used to say, "Leo, the sun is good for the crops. But the rain is just as important. Without rain, nothing grows. You cannot only work on the sunny days. You must work on the rainy days too. That is when you show who you really are." Leo looked at the rain. He put on an old coat and an old hat. He walked out the door. The rain hit his face. It was cold. It was uncomfortable. But he walked. He walked to the library. When he got there, he was wet. He was cold. But he was there. He was the only person in the library, except for the old librarian. He sat down at his usual table. He pulled out his book, and he read his page. When he finished, he felt amazing. He felt stronger than on any sunny day, because he had done the hard thing. He had kept his promise to himself. He had shown himself that his promise mattered. That is discipline. Discipline is not about doing things when you feel good. Discipline is about doing things when you do not feel good. It is about showing up, even in the rain. Chapter 6, A Conversation. One rainy afternoon, Maya was in the library too. She came and sat next to Leo. You came in the rain, she said. So did you, Leo said with a smile. I have to, Maya said. I have a promise. 1 page a day. I have the same promise, Leo said. You taught me. Maya's eyes got wide. I did, Nath. You did. You taught me that big things are just small things, done many times. Maya thought about this. That is a good sentence. Can you say it again? Big things, Leo said slowly, are just small things, done many times. Maya repeated it. Big things are just small things, done many times. I like that. I will tell my teacher. They sat in comfortable silence for a while. Then Maya asked, Leo, why are you learning English? Leo thought about the question. It was a good question. Why was he doing any of this? I'm not just learning English, he said finally. I am learning to believe in myself again. The English is just the tool, the practice. It is my 1 page. Do you understand? Maya nodded. I think so. For me, English is my 1 page too. But maybe for my mom, her 1 page is cooking a new recipe. And for my dad, his 1 page is going for a run. Everyone has their own page. Leo looked at this little girl with wonder. She was so wise. You are right, Maya. Everyone has their own page. The page does not matter. What matters is turning it. Every day. Chapter 7, The Wall. Months passed. Leo kept his promise. He walked. He read. He felt better. He felt alive. But then he hit a wall. It happened to him, and it happens to everyone. He stopped feeling progress. He read his page every day, but he did not feel like he was getting better. He felt like he was just going through the motions. The excitement was gone. The newness was gone. He felt bored. He felt flat. This is the dangerous time. This is when most people quit. They quit not because it is hard, but because it is boring. They quit because the new idea is not new anymore. Leo sat at his table. He looked at his book. He did not want to read. He wanted to stop. He thought, what is the point? I am the same person I was 6 months ago. He almost closed the book. He almost walked away. But then he saw the old librarian. The librarian was a very old woman. She moved slowly. She was putting books back on the shelves. Leo had seen her do this 100 times. She always had a small, peaceful smile on her face. Leo watched her. She picked up a book. She looked at the number on the side. She walked slowly to the right shelf. She placed the book carefully in its spot. Then she picked up another book. It was not exciting work. It was not important work to most people, but she did it with care. She did it with patience. Leo understood. The librarian was not just putting books away. She was taking care of the library. She was doing her small part every day to keep this quiet place alive. His reading was like that. It was not about feeling excited every day. It was about taking care of his mind. It was about building his strength, 1 small brick at a time. You do not see the wall grow when you lay 1 brick. But after a year of laying bricks, you have a wall. He opened his book. He read his page. Chapter 8, The Big Mistake. A few weeks later, Leo tried to do something new. He tried to write in English. He wanted to write a short letter to a friend. He wrote 1 paragraph. It took him a long time. He looked at his words. He knew they were wrong. The grammar was bad. The spelling was bad. He felt stupid. He felt like a child. He wanted to tear up the paper. He wanted to forget the whole idea. But then he heard Maya's voice in his head. Mistakes are little teachers. He looked at his mistakes. He did not run from them. He took his book, the one he had been reading, and he looked for sentences like his. He compared his writing to the book's writing. He saw the differences. He saw the mistakes. Ah, he said to himself, I see. The word goes there, not there. Okay. I understand now. He did not feel stupid anymore. He felt like a student. A student is someone who does not know, but wants to learn. There is no shame in being a student. The shame is in pretending you already know or in being too afraid to try. He wrote the paragraph again. It was better, not perfect, but better. And better is good. Better is progress. He kept the first paper with all the mistakes. He kept it to remember. Mistakes are not the enemy. Stopping is the enemy. Chapter 9. The Gift of Time. One day, Maya was not in the library. Leo felt sad. He missed seeing her. A week passed. Then 2 weeks. Leo started to worry. Then, one afternoon, Maya walked in. She looked different. She looked older somehow. Leo smiled. Maya, I missed you. Are you okay? Maya sat down. She looked tired. My grandmother was sick, she said. Very sick. We had to go to the city to the hospital to take care of her. We just came back. I am so sorry, Leo said. Is she okay now? Maya nodded. She is getting better. She is strong. Maya was quiet for a moment. Leo, while I was in the hospital, I could not read my one page. There was no time. There was too much to do. I felt bad. I felt like I was breaking my promise. Leo listened. He knew that feeling. But then, Maya continued, my grandmother said something to me. She said, Maya, time is not a river you must swim in every day. Time is a garden. Sometimes you must water the flowers. Sometimes you must pull the weeds. And sometimes you must stop and just look at the sky. That is not wasting time. That is living. Leo felt the truth of her words in his heart. He had been so strict with himself. He had been so focused on his one page every single day, no matter what. But Maya's grandmother was right. Life happens. Life is not always neat. Life is not always scheduled. Your grandmother is a very wise woman, Leo said. She is right. The promise is important. But the promise is there to help you live, not to make you a prisoner. You took care of your grandmother. That was your page for those days. That was the most important page of all. Maya smiled. A big, bright smile. That's what I thought. But I wanted to hear you say it. Chapter 10. The Man in the Mirror. 1 year passed since that first night on the balcony. Leo stood in front of his mirror. He looked at the man looking back at him. The man looked different. His eyes were brighter. His shoulders were straighter. He looked stronger. He thought about the year. He had walked almost every day. He had read many books. He had learned to write a little. He had made a friend in Maya. He had learned from an old librarian. He had learned from a wise grandmother he had never even met. He had not become a different person. He had become more of himself. He had found the parts of himself that he had buried under years of television and routine. He thought about the lessons he had learned. He learned that you do not climb a mountain in one jump. You take one step, then another, then another. You rest when you need to. You enjoy the view, but you keep putting one foot in front of the other. He learned that confidence is not about knowing you will win. Confidence is about knowing you will be okay, even if you lose. It is about trying, even when you are scared. It is about making a mistake and then trying again. He learned that honesty is not just about telling the truth to others. It is about being honest with yourself. It is about looking in the mirror and saying, I am not happy. I want to change. That is the hardest honesty of all. He learned that patience is not about waiting. Patience is about keeping a good attitude while you work. It is about trusting the process even when you cannot see the results. And he learned that time is the only thing we really have. Every minute is a gift. You can waste it, or you can use it. You can watch your life go by, or you can live it. Chapter 11. A Cup of Tea. Leo decided to do something he had never done before. He invited Maya and her family to his home for tea. He was nervous. His home was small. His English was still not perfect, but he did it anyway. Maya came with her parents. They were kind, friendly people. They sat in Leo's small living room. Leo made tea. He made some simple cookies. They talked. They talked about the library. They talked about Maya's school. They talked about Leo's job. The English was not always smooth. Sometimes Leo could not find the right word. Sometimes Maya's parents could not understand him. But they smiled. They helped each other. They laughed. It was a beautiful afternoon. After Maya and her parents left, Leo sat in his chair. He looked around his small home. It was the same home, the same chair, the same balcony, but he was not the same Leo. He had filled his home with friendship. He had filled his heart with warmth. He had proven to himself that he could grow, he could change, he could connect. He looked out the window at the sky. It was turning from blue to orange and then to dark purple, just like that night, 1 year ago. But this time, Leo felt the beauty. He felt it deep in his chest. He felt grateful. He felt alive. Chapter 12. The story continues. My friend, this is the end of the story about Leo. But your story is still being written. Maybe you are like Leo was on that first night. Maybe you feel stuck. Maybe you feel sad. Maybe you feel like your life is on repeat, and you do not know how to change it. Listen to me carefully. You do not need to change everything today. You just need to find your one page. What is your one page? Is it walking for 10 minutes? Is it reading one page of a book? Is it learning one new English word? Is it drinking a glass of water in the morning? Is it smiling at one stranger? Is it writing down one thing you are grateful for? It does not matter what it is. What matters is that you do it, and you do it again tomorrow, and the day after that. Big things are just small things, done many times. You will have rainy days. You will have days when you feel bored. You will have days when you make mistakes. You will have days when life gets in the way and you cannot do your one page. That is okay. The secret is to always come back. Always. If you fall down, rest for a moment. Then get back up. The person who gets up one more time than they fall is the person who wins. And learning English, it is the same. Do not be afraid. Do not worry about being perfect. Just say the words. Make mistakes. Laugh about them. Learn from them. Every wrong word brings you closer to the right one. You can do this. I believe in you. Thank you for listening to this story. I hope it helped you feel a little bit stronger. I hope it helped you feel a little bit braver. I hope it reminded you that you are not alone. If you liked this story, please click the like button. It helps more people find it. And if you want to hear more stories like this, to help you learn English and feel motivated, please subscribe to the channel. It is free. It is a way of saying, I want to keep going. I want to keep learning. Share this story with someone you love. Share it with a friend who needs to hear it. Share it with someone who feels stuck. You never know. Your one small action could be the thing that helps them take their first step. Take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. And remember, your story is just beginning. See you in the next story.